Hey everybody, it is Bethany Briggs. I teach healthy coping mechanisms so that you can have more longevity, mobility, flexibility, and have a better overall health. With consistency, it will become a lifestyle. So today, as in the description, we're going to do a self-care that's around our longevity. And for me, with this practice that we're going to be doing, it really helps. So we're going to first start out with some box breathing, and then we're going to do a little bit of mindful movement in a stretching sense, having that time to just to release our muscles, to get deep into our fascias and our joints. So it's more of a yin style yoga that we're going to be doing today with the box breathing to begin and to end. The box breathing is amazing breath for balance, to calm, to relax, to bring clarity to the mind. There's many benefits to the box breathing. And then the yin, you like the deep stretching we're going to do, it really helps you to go deeper than the muscle. And I just want to say hello to everyone that's here. Thank you for joining. And I think it's time to just get started. And you can replay this. I would like it to be your homework for the week. Replay, come back to the class. I hope you enjoyed last week's. That was a nice one. It was a more standing, quick flow. This one's going to be a little bit longer, only because with the stretching we're going to do, it takes a little bit more time to get into it. And so when you're doing these, you may notice that emotions arise. And this is where you go into your breath and you love on yourself and you keep yourself in the moment, and you don't allow yourself to get wrapped up in the thoughts. You just meet your thoughts with no judgment, with love. And like I like to say, it's like put it on a Post-it note and pin it later. Or what else can you do? You could put it in a box and then come back to that box, Or I like to think about it, putting a thought on a leaf in a river or wherever and letting it, watching it go down. Or another thing would be like put that thought in a cloud in the sky and then watch it fly by. So just different aspects to it. So getting comfortable. This is going to be a seated flow, and you could do this on a bed, you could do this on the floor. So it's really up to you. It's going to be some easy movements. And this is more intuitive. So if we do something and it doesn't feel right, maybe do something else. What comes to mind? Like, what would feel better in this moment? Hey, Kimberly, thanks for joining. Welcome. Good to see you. So, yeah, this is going to be a good class. So box breathing, some yin style stretching to get us through and to help us with our longevity. I think it's important with our longevity to not only stretch the muscles, but stretch our joints, our fascias, our ligaments, go deeper than the muscle. So that's what we're going to do today. Go deeper than the muscle. So getting comfortable wherever you're at, whether you're seated on your bed, whether you're seated on the floor, whether you're seated on the couch. And then depending on where you're seated, you may have to do a little bit of modification depending on where you're at. I can't see you, so I can't help with that. So do your best, but also listen to your body. Make sure to listen to your body. That's so important when doing anything like this, when doing healthy coping mechanisms. Because I can't feel for you, only you can feel for yourself. And when you feel for yourself, you're able to know, like, okay, this is good. And this will be a time to have a mindful moment with yourself where you go in and be like, oh, this feels great. Or, oh, this is a little, what's going on here? Get curious about what's going on in your inner world. So let's take some deep breaths here, breathing in. And then when you're ready, letting it all out. As I like to start out the class with the deep breaths to help us ventilate and to help cleanse and get us into this space at this sacred time that we're giving to ourselves. Breathing in. And with relaxed shoulders, relaxing and letting it all out. letting it go, letting it flow, breathing in for a third time, making sure this is your deepest inhale and exhale you've done all day. So breathing in. And then exhaling as slow as you can. Now we're going to go into some box breathing. So you can do the box breathing, how many counts you want. We're going to do it with a 3 count. So if you feel like you're like, I want to do a little bit longer, go ahead and do a little bit longer. But I'm going to teach the 3 count. So what it is you breathe in for 3 counts, hold for 3 counts, exhale for 3 counts, and then hold for 3 counts. And we'll do this for a minute or two, and then we'll get into the yin stretching. And this is also something with yin. It's something where you don't need to warm up. You can just go right into it. It's best to go in with colder muscles that you haven't warmed up, because then you're able to get deeper than the muscle. Sometimes when we go in warmed up, you're just going to stretch the muscle part and you're not going to go deeper. So it's like, just go straight in. So let's do the box breathing. I'm going to count with my fingers, but I do encourage you to count yourself. The first one we'll do together, and then I'll go with my fingers. So breathing in for 3, 2, 1, hold. 3, 2, 1, exhale. 3, 2, 1, and hold out. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Unhold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. Now we'll do this a few rounds by yourself. So really go in. Breathing in. Holding. Exhaling. And holding that breath out. And do this a couple times by yourself, and then we'll move on. Now taking a deep breath, inhaling. And when you're ready, exhaling it all out. So for the first one that we're going to do is a seated forward fold. And we're just going to do a couple because like I mentioned, these are ones that we're going to hold for longer. So bringing your legs out in front of you. And this is where you're going to decide on how deep you want to go. Now, I don't want you to flex your feet. Keep them like relaxed. Like just relax them. Let them fall however they are. Making sure to have an elongated spine, of course, because you want to bend from your hips, but just letting your feet go natural. You're not trying to hold your feet like this, because if you do that, you're going to engage your muscles. So just relaxing. And this is where you're going to inhale up with a straight spine and bend forward. Now, you can have your hands on your shins. You can have them on the floor next to you. If you want to go deeper and bring them to your feet, listen to where you're at. We all have different flexibilities, and this is going to help you with flexibility as well, and your mobility, and your overall health. So we're hitting all the points, and especially longevity. And just holding here and breathing naturally, or maybe you want to go deeply. Just holding. Maybe you want to go deeper into it. Maybe you just want to kind of stay where you're at. You want to just hold. You don't want to flex your feet. You just want to be here in this moment. We're getting deeper than the muscle here. So as we're holding, just focusing on your breath. The inhale and the exhale. Closing your eyes or having a soft gaze. Be here for a couple minutes holding this. I'd like to think of this as more of like a recovery stretch. Because yes, it's good to stretch your muscles, but it's also good to get into those connective tissues, the deeper spots that we sometimes neglect or not think about. So that's why this is important. Going a lot deeper. And that's like with your mental health and like you're using healthy coping mechanisms. You know, you want to go deeper than what you see on the physical. You want to go down to find the root cause, you know, strengthen your foundation. And that could mean different things for you. I like to lean into God with these moments of strengthening my roots and my foundation. It really helps. Brings more peace and there's more trust. And, you know, this strengthens my faith. You know, there's moments of silence, and that's the time to really strengthen your faith and your trust. Because, you know, during the hard times, this too shall pass. And maybe while we're here, just praying for California right now as we're going through this stretch. You know, I pray, God, that you put your hand upon California and those fires. I pray that you lessen the wind, that you help those individuals that are dealing with this hard time, that you be the comforter and provider. Thank you, Jesus, for being with us and guiding us and loving us. Amen. Now coming on up and bringing your feet together, we're going to go into a butterfly pose. Hey, Jessie, thanks for joining. Yes, prayers to them. And just hop right in. We're doing yin style yoga or yin stretching or covering stretch. So there's no warm up. Just hop right in, get into some breaths. So now we're doing the butterfly. Now with this, you know, where do you want your feet to go? You can have them way out here. You can have them closer to your groin, hip area, wherever you're at in your flexibility. Sometimes with these recovery stretches, I find it easier to start with my feet farther out. And then as you get warmed up in the stretch, you're able to bring it in, or maybe you're just like, this is where I want to stay, you know? So going into that butterfly pose, and maybe this is where you stay. You don't bend forward. You know, just find where that stretches for you. But we don't want to flex any muscles. I want to keep everything as relaxed as we can. So breathing, elongating the spine, and then coming forward however you would like to. I have a good flexibility because I've been working on it. So I'm going to go deeper into it, but you don't have to. Please listen to where you're at. I don't want you to hurt yourself. So maybe you start out here, and then maybe you're able to move into being on your forearms. Maybe you're able to go deeper, head to your feet, you know, just listen to you. And we're going to be here for a minute or two, just holding this and letting your body release and let go. Our hips and groin areas where we store a lot of stagnant energy and stagnant emotions. So you may notice that emotions may arise here, but let them flow. Just let them flow. I know it might be hard, feel them and let them go. Because feelings are like that flag to help you to go deeper. And maybe nothing comes up. It just, maybe this feels really good right now. And you're just like, just really enjoying the deep stretch that we're doing. Meeting yourself where you're at in this present moment as we hold here. Breathing, making sure to breathe. And if thoughts come up, those feelings come up, put them on a cloud in the sky and let them float on by. Maybe your body's wanting you to get out of this stretch. And I encourage you to stick with it. This is how consistency is formed, by not giving up and keeping going. Because before you know it, it becomes a lifestyle. It becomes who you are when you keep going, keep doing it, and not giving up on yourself. Just holding here and breathing, letting your body relax and release. Maybe breathing deeply or just doing some natural breaths, whatever feels good for you in this moment. And if thoughts come in, feelings arise, meet them with love. No judgment. And just let them pass. Inhale and exhale. And if your mind wanders, just coming back to the breath. That's the easiest place to go. Focusing on that inhale and the exhale. And that brings you back to the present moment. Because that's what we're really focusing on, is coming back to the present moment and being in the present moment with our body. And that helps us with our longevity, our flexibility, our mobility, and our overall health. Maybe you want to play around with this. Maybe you're in a deep stretch of this and maybe you want to come up, or maybe you want to go deeper. Just find out where you are, but try to be as still as you can. I just felt like I wanted to bring my feet in closer to my groin, hip area to go deeper into the stretch. Listen to your body. Be intuitive. Let it go and let it flow. Breathing in and breathing out. Now on this next inhale, coming on up. Hey Lisa, thanks for joining. You're doing amazing. Now we're going to go into a Sphinx pose. So lay on your tummy. And you want to have your elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Have your arms out. So you're on your forearms. And you have your legs straight out behind you. Maybe I'll go to the side so you can see me a little bit better. And you want to have your shoulders away from your ears. And we're just going to hold here. Try to relax as much as you can. And while you're doing this, you may want to go into a deeper stretch of this, which is the seal pose, which you just come out on your hands like this. But if all you want to do is stay in the Sphinx, that's great. Just making sure to have your ears away or your shoulders away from your ears, and have your feet relaxed. No forcing anything, and just be here in this present moment. Breathing and being. If this is a little too intense for you and you don't want to do this, maybe just come down. Put your forehead on your hands and just lay like this. That works as well. But I encourage you to be in this Sphinx pose, making sure your elbows are underneath your shoulders and your shoulders are away from your ears. Doing the best you can, as we'll be here for a little bit. Enjoying this moment. Breathing and being. Trying to be as still as you can, but then again, if you want to go into that seal pose and have a deeper stretch, go for it. But try not to move, Pick one. And if the seal pose gets a little too much, we'll come back down into Sphinx. Listen to your body. Or maybe you just want to bring your head onto your hands and just lay on your belly and just breathe. Whatever feels good for you. Making this moment about you and being mindful of what's going on in your body and mind and spirit. Now, something I should have mentioned before is if this hurts your elbows at all, put like a blanket or a folded towel, a folded blanket underneath your elbows. That will help with the padding and the cushion, especially if, holding this. But if it starts to bug you and it starts, your elbows start to like feel a certain way and it starts to hurt, you could always go down into that head onto hands, relaxed position. And just be here for a little bit longer, breathing. Restoring our bodies. Breathing in and breathing out. If any sensations come up, bring your breath to that area. Help lessen the sensation. Inhale and exhale. Noticing if your shoulders start to hike up a little bit to your ears and relaxing them down. Sometimes that happens. Alrighty, now we're going to go into a child's pose. So how do we do that? So you're going to bring your legs together, or you can splay them apart like this. Maybe adjust your clothes as much as you need to. And we're just going to come forward. Bringing your hands out, and you're just going to bring your head down to the floor. Try to have your butt up against your heels, but if it doesn't happen, that's okay. This is also a place where you could put a folded blanket, towel, or maybe you have a pillow, so there's a little more comfort here. If not, just hold. Bring your arms out in front of you. This is going to help release your shoulders from that Sphinx or seal pose. And we're just going to stay here. This is our constructive rest to end out the practice. And then we'll get into some box breathing to end. As I mentioned, we are going to start the practice with the box breathing and end the practice with the box breathing. Holding here. And breathing in child's pose. Maybe you want to bring your hands underneath your forehead like a pillow. You could do that too. You could also put them by your side. Or have them out straight like we had them before. But have them relaxed. You don't want active arms. You want them to be relaxed. And just out in front. Because we want to relax our shoulders. Holding here and breathing. Not trying to do anything strenuous. Just holding space for ourselves to breathe and be. Maybe you want to start doing the box breathing right now. Or maybe you want to wait. Just taking this moment for yourself as we're here just for a little bit longer. You're doing amazing. Your body is going to thank you for this. And your mind, and your soul, your spirit. Maybe bringing to mind some gratitude. Or checking in with how you're feeling. How'd you feel in the beginning of class compared to how you're feeling now? Coming on up on your next inhale. Coming into a seated position. As we're going to close. Sorry about that. Come up into some box breathing into a seated position. Or maybe you want to go lay on your back into a shavasana. If you don't know what a shavasana is, a corpse pose. I'll show you real quick. We can end it here. So just laying on your back like this. And we're going to do some box breathing here. Or you could be in a seated meditative position. Breathing for 1, 2, 3. Holding 1, 2, 3. And exhaling 1, 2, 3. Holding 1, 2, 3. Inhaling 1, 2, 3. Holding 1, 2, 3. Exhaling 1, 2, 3. Holding 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to leave you in silence while you do these box breathing, and I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Maybe you don't want to do the box breathing. You can do some deep breathing. I encourage you to do the box breathing. And maybe you want to extend it out. Do it longer than 3. Go up to 4 or 5. Whatever feels good for you. As we're coming to a close and integrating and consolidating everything that we did. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. You're doing a full body stretch. Arms above your head, pointing your feet, and then coming up and bringing your knees to chest if you're on the ground. If you're in your seated meditative position, just stay seated. And if you're laying in Shavasana, fall to one side. And then come on up. And come join. Let's just take one more deep breath together. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Thank you. Let's rub our hands together. Bring it to the heart space. The light in me sees the light in you, and together we shine bright. God bless you. Jesse, you might need a nap after this. You feel good. Nice. You're welcome. I'm so happy you enjoyed and it helped you feel good. You know, maybe you need the nap, and that's okay. Oh, Kimberly, you feel energized. You're welcome. Nice. Thank you, ladies, for that feedback. I love hearing the feedback. And I know the feedback helps others that are curious about these practices, but maybe they're like on the fence, like, do I want to do it? And having that feedback just might help them, you know, jump off the ledge into it. I don't know if that's the correct metaphor, but I hope you know what I mean. You couldn't do all the stretch, but you try, and that's what matters. You couldn't, sometimes you can't, and we're all different each and every day. It's important to meet yourself where you're at in the present moment. And if you can't do something, you know, modify it. Do your best. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Kimberly. That's important. Very important. Because there are some days when I do some stretching where I'm like, woo, that is a hard one. And there's some days that it's really easy, you know? It depends. Every day is going to be different when you go into your healthy coping mechanisms. So it's important to find what's going to work for you in this present moment where you're at right here, right now. So that's why I like to say that, you know, like maybe have a list or have a jar where you write all your healthy coping mechanisms, everything that helps you. And then you can go to it and you can pick the one like, oh, I want to do this one. This is what's going to help me. Yeah. You appreciate, oh, thank you, Jesse. I appreciate you guys for joining. I really appreciate the support. I'm so grateful for you all. You know, thanks for joining. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've done that before, and it really is helpful, especially during those hard moments where you're struggling to do that healthy coping mechanism. Having that list or the jar, so you don't even have to think about it. It's right there in front of you, and you're like, okay, here it is, you know? Or maybe you go to one of my classes, because I keep up every single class. There's been a few that I've not saved by accident, and those fall away, of course, but I try to keep every single one up because they're always different. We may do something similar, but there's a different aspect to it. So yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. I appreciate you guys. I'm sending you so much love, and sending love. I know we did a prayer in our practice for California, but I also want to put a prayer out to you watching. May you follow your heart. May your heart radiate the love that you wish to see in the world. May you dive deeper into your relationship with your higher power, with God. May you find those things that help you during those hard times. May you lean in to your healthy coping mechanisms. If you're going through a hard time, I pray that you have comfort and that you are healed. I pray that there's clarity, and where there is hatred, may there be love. Where there's injury, may there be pardon. Where there's doubt, faith, despair, hope. Where there's darkness, light. Where there's sadness, joy. Where there's sickness, health. May we not seek to be consoled as to console, to be loved as to love, to be understood as to understand. For when we give, we truly receive, and when we pardon, we are pardoned. And when we are with the Lord, we have eternal life. In your holy and precious name, Lord. Amen. Oh my goodness, Kimberly, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate the love. Oh, and that again, you know, if you're able to send stars, I really appreciate. The stars are a tip. It helps me. Because these classes are always free. I always do these live classes free because it's super important, I feel like, to give you guys these healthy coping mechanisms. So when you send stars, I really appreciate it. If you're not able to send a star, engaging, sharing, commenting helps as well. It helps in the similar way. So thank you. Thank you for the stars. Hey, Jay, thanks for joining. I hope you're doing amazing. Some quick announcements. I do these live classes every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And it's just about, as I teach you, healthy coping mechanism for your longevity, your mobility, your flexibility, and your overall health, and with consistency becomes a lifestyle. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday on the 18th, I have an event. This is taking a sacred pause. It's going to be more on grounding, and these events. I do special mindfulness practices that I do not do on these lives. You will only find those in the events or the one-on-one sessions that I offer. So I'll put the event page here in the comments so you can check it out to see if it's for you. It is a drop-in price. So as these live classes are free, the event is more like a group coaching session, and there's a price to it, but it's in the event page. And then I have the one-on-one sessions that I offer. That's a more personalized plan. You need something that's more geared towards you, that you want to work on with your healthy coping mechanisms. The prices are in my pinned weekly schedule, so you can go check it out. I try to be as transparent as I can to show you guys. But yeah, so that's the announcements. Monday's a full moon, the first full moon of the year. That's exciting. I love the moon. It's so pretty. It always reminds me how, you know, the light and the darkness, how God's the light and the darkness. Oh my goodness, Jay, thank you so much for the stars. I really appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Lisa. And everyone that joins on the replay. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you, Kimberly. I hope the same for you. I hope it's a blessed day. I hope you're able to lean into your healthy coping mechanisms. Come back for homework for this till next Thursday. Come back as many times as you can. Or, you know, go check out another mindfulness class if, you know, you want to change it up. Accountability, you can comment on it. Just let me know that you're there. Helps with that consistency. But I hope you guys have an amazing, wonderful day. And until next Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern time, I will see you there live, or I'll see you throughout the week as, you know, I post other healthy coping mechanisms that can help you. Oh, you're welcome, Jay. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And again, remember to shine bright and be you, because there's only one you. You're important. You matter. And lean into your healthy coping mechanisms, as they'll help you in so many ways. I'm sending you guys so much love and prayers sending out to California, and also prayers sending out to everyone that's dealing with a hard time. You know, we all have our moments. It's not always joyous times. We have challenges. So I'm praying for you that you find clarity, that you find peace, that you find love, that you find joy, and they're able to breathe through it and come to your healthy coping mechanisms. And until next time, I'll see you live or throughout the week. Have a blessed day. I'll see you soon.